Channel 2.
Your eyes can play tricks on you.
Almost again.
What I do and who I do it with is my business.
Is there anything that us field hands can do for you?
Polish your shoes.
At least I decide who I'm going to sleep with. No.
But when everyone looks guilty,
No, of course I didn't kill him.
justice is blind.
I would like you to stop rushing to convict this man just because people around here don't...
Excellent. Good girls. Okay. Just be patient now. Well, where is she, Ed?
She'll be here.
We've only got about a half an hour of light left. These girls made it here on time.
Richard, I've been waiting for Mary Lee for 22 years. Old Rod here's gonna be waiting for her for the next 50. Heck, you getting off easy.
Well, finally.
Excuse me, darling. Wasted youth. That's good. Come here often?
I live here. Excuse me.
Hey, Krieger. I thought you had to fight him off with a shovel.
Yeah, who is she?
Man, that's Mary Lee Worthy, the boss's daughter. You sure know how to pick your spots, don't you?
That I do, pal.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Daddy. Oh, sorry I'm late, everybody. That darn beauty parlor.
I think we could get started now. Some of us have other lives.
Gee.
Over there. Yeah.
I think I'll go change.
Okay. You know, Mary Lee, I think we all just better forget about last night, huh?
I'm surprised to see you here, Rod.
I want to know just one thing. Are you planning to back out on this?
I don't want to talk about it.
You are behaving just like a spoiled little brat.
Things aren't going too well?
Oh, everything's fine, Gina. Your concern is genuinely touching.
Richard, I'm gonna go freshen up.
Hi there. Oh, Miss Worthy, ma'am. Is there anything that us field hands can do for you?
Polish your shoes or press your underwear.
Look, man, you're gonna get us fired. Now, come on, let's go, huh?
Where's the kitchen? I want a drink of water.
And over there.
I'll see you tomorrow, Cal.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I got in a lot of trouble last night. Rod followed me out to your place.
Did that come as a big surprise?
He didn't believe that we were just friends.
Well, I'm not sure I would either.
Want to see my dress?
Publicity for the tour.
Showing the paying public how beautiful it used to be on the old plantation?
Well, it was.
Yeah. Think the slaves thought it was so beautiful?
The tour's just a tradition. It doesn't mean anything.
I told you everything you do means something. Don't you know that yet?
I know one thing. I'm sick and tired of men trying to run my life, you included.
Then why don't you do it?
I'm doing the best I can.
That wimp, LeBeck, is your best.
You're way out of line. You know that.
Well, at least I decide who I'm gonna sleep with. Not my daddy.
Hey, does this car belong to any of you folks?
Oh, sorry. I'll move it right now.
It'll work out, son. She's just got the jitters, that's all. It's natural.
Maybe.
Hey,
What are you doing here?
I work here.
It's her idea.
Where's Mary Lee?
She's, putting her clothes on.
Morning. Is Mr. Walker around?
Yeah, he's here. Who are you?
My name is Alberts, Tony Alberts. I'm a lawyer.
Could have fooled me.
I look too young, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping juries will feel sorry for me. You know, let's give the kid a break, that sort of thing. You don't have a thing for young-looking men or anything, do you?
Well, not that I know of.
Maybe you could develop one by dinner tonight?
Well, that'd be real nice, Tony. Except what am I going to tell the waiter when he asks me what my son might like to have?
What do we got here?
This is Tony Alberts. He's a lawyer.
Hello, Tony.
Very glad to know you, Mr. Walker. I heard you were in town, and I think I have something that might interest you.
What could that be?
Well, I've been appointed by the court to the Calvin Woodley case. You heard about it?
Sure have. I read the papers.
Well, I was wondering if you would consider associating with me.
Court appointed, huh? Means you're getting a minimal fee.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you something, Tony. I've had a long string of charity cases.
Mr. Walker, I really need your help. I'm in a little over my head, and well, Cal Woodley's always been kind of a hero to me.
How much experience you had, son?
A reckless driving, a D&D, and bailing out Cal once. That's it.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
It's not much, is it?
No, sir. Oh, I know I could get lucky. There's always that chance, but if I don't, we lose Cal Woodley, and these days I think that'd be a real loss.
All right. Come on down below. Have a talk. You don't mind if she comes along, do you? She's studying the law.
You mean you work together?
Uh-huh.
Do you know how lucky he is?
We better get to work before he proposes.
Then in '76, there's this big hassle about tearing down a grove of old trees for development. Well, Cal chains himself to the biggest tree. It takes about half a dozen officers to get him out of there. For that, he got 90 days. 2 years ago, when one of the buses was loading up for the mansion tour, Cal commandeered it, took the people on a tour of the black section of town instead, pointing out all the houses that didn't have any heat or insulation. Another 90 days.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Wait, that's not all. The latest is painting a 50-foot skull and crossbones on a factory he says is polluting the river. And it's good, too. He's really an artist.
Yeah, but not at making friends.
I think they like him in jail, especially with the big pilgrimage tour starting.
When did the tour start?
Oh, there's a trickle now, but in a couple of weeks, there will be thousands of paying customers jammed into those mansions. And everything better be just as happy and historic as they expect.
Have you tried for a continuance?
Sure. No way. Judge Allen, his house is on the tour, too.
Is that Deke Allen?
Yeah. You know him?
Yes, I do.
Well, great. Every little bit helps.
I tell you what, why don't I go have a talk with this Woodley fella, and we'll take it from there.
Oh, thank you very much, Ben. Really. You'll, think over what we talked about, won't you?
If I can remember what it was.
About you developing this perversion for younger men?
Goodbye, Tony.
Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Nothing.
What's going on around here?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, something's going on here.
I don't think so.
Who was that? Young lawyer. I think he's trying to date Stella. Also the lawyer on the Woodley case.
They're letting high school kids practice law now, huh? Don't tell me. He wants you.
Yeah.
And he wants you for free.
Yeah.
But you're too smart for that, right?
Maybe.
Why don't you ever defend people with money?
Let me ask you something. What's in the icebox right now?
A couple of hot dogs, some old cheese, and a few grapes rolling around.
We should be all right for today, then?
No, of course I didn't kill her. And if you think that I did, what in the hell are you doing here?
I'm not sure what I'm doing here. It was your knife that killed her.
Yeah. Well, that turned up missing that day, and if you don't believe that, you check it out with my partner, Gus Locker, and I had to borrow his.
Who do you think took your knife?
I don't know. Anybody could have taken it. It was an open toolbox.
Well, now, Tony told us that you and Mary Lee were friends.
So?
What do you mean, so? You were with her just before she was killed. You had blood and scratches on your face.
Yeah. Well, I come on just a little bit too strong in the Big Brother department that day. And she let me have it. I was proud of her. That's the first time she ever let herself get that mad.
Is that the nature of your relationship, brother and sister?
What are you trying to say it was something else?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm trying to help. You know, there's a lot of places I'd rather be than here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Look, what happened after she slapped you?
I walked out. And I sure wish to hell now I hadn't.
Well, did you see anyone on the way out?
Oh, yeah. Gina Barkley was flitting around. She runs a health club in town. I thought that was a little kinky.
What was kinky about it?
She and LeBeck used to be a pretty hot item. That's Mary Lee's fiancé. You met him yet?
No.
Overbred flower of Southern manhood. He really didn't like Mary Lee being friendly with a weed like me. In fact, she said they had a little set-to about that.
Who else did you see that day?
Gus, guy I work with, painters, move. What's the difference? They want me. They got me.
Who wants you?
Haven't you heard? I'm the village troublemaker. And it's serious. In the old days, it would have been tar and feathers.
These aren't the old days.
Wait a minute. You don't really mean you're going to defend me, do you?
You want me to defend you?
Do I want you to defend me? Are you kidding? But why do you want me? I mean, you could maybe buy a new shirt with the kind of fee I could come up with.
I could always use a new shirt.
Yeah. But what about the case? As far as I can see, this case has already been decided.
You say you're innocent. If that's true, that reduces the odds.
Maybe. But knowing them and knowing me, I'd still bet the store against me.
Wow. We took the label off Aquafresh to show you what nobody else has. Our triple protection formula. All the cavity-fighting fluoride of the leading paste. All the breath freshener of the leading gel. And gentle cleaners that even remove stained film. Concentrated in one complete toothpaste.
So that's what triple protection looks like.
Triple Protection Aquafresh, a complete toothpaste.
Mrs. Page Noggle talks about Tylenol.
Like most people, I'm very careful about the medicine I give my family. I always have been. And that includes the pain reliever we use. It has to be something that's worthy of my trust. For many years now, we've taken Tylenol. I feel as good about Tylenol now as I ever did, and we'll continue to use it. My first experience with Tylenol was in the hospital after my son Christopher was born. It worked for me then, and I've trusted it ever since. Over the years, Tylenol has been a real friend to this family. We think of Tylenol as more than just a pain reliever. It's one of the things we know we can count on because it works for us, and we've grown to trust it.
Tylenol. You can trust our good name. Available in regular and extra strength tablets. And now reintroducing Tylenol capsules. Safety sealed 3 ways. The carton is securely glued. The cap is tightly wrapped. The bottle is foil sealed. Be sure all 3 seals are intact when you first use Tylenol capsules.
Monday, Archie Bunker's Place moves to its new night, and when Barney drops Archie's new TV set, they take the matter to court.
If you scratch my hand, I would wash your back.
Then, Foot in the Door premieres when Jonah Foot moves next door to his son and daughter-in-law.
Party's just beginning.
I told you there would be a surprise. 2 great comedies Monday.
I told you yesterday, Magnolia is one way. Get those potholes filled in over on Randolph Street. Some of those old tour buses got real bad shock. Anyhow, Walker, no offense, sir, but I think you're wasting your time on this one. Cut and dry since day one.
Sounds like cut and dried since hour 1. You picked him up, arrested him, and that ended the investigation.
You investigate when there is an absence of information. Otherwise, you save the taxpayers' money. All right. Look at this. You have a known troublemaker who has motive, opportunity, and the temperament. He is obsessed with the victim who is going to marry another man. He's seen with the victim a few minutes before she's killed. He comes out of the house with blood all over his face. She's killed with his knife. It's initialed with his initials, and his fingerprints are all over it. So, what do you need? A videotape?
Sure sounds guilty to me. The only problem is he didn't do it. You bother to check for other prints on the knife?
What's the difference? These guys hand their tools around to each other all the time. The point is, his fingerprints were on it, and it was his knife. Now, the kid here told you he has a record, right?
A couple of convictions for civil disobedience.
That all you told him? How about the sexual offense? How about the drug convictions? There's a lot of other things he's gotten away with over the years that we haven't been able to prove. He's an againster, Mr. Walker. You say black, he says white. You say, it's a nice day, he says, maybe not. He thinks there's one set of rules for him and another set of rules for everybody else. I've seen 100 just like him.
You sound like you don't like this fellow very much.
I hate his guts. But my personal feelings don't have anything to do with the way this department runs its business. Everyone gets exactly the same treatment.
Everybody gets railroaded?
Easy, Tony. You said a while back he was obsessed with this girl. What makes you think that?
I see that you haven't taken Mr. Walker out to Woodley's house, have you? Mr. Walker, I think you better go and have a look-see before this young hothead gets you too involved.
The so-called sexual offense was he walked out naked one day to pick up his morning paper. Unfortunately, 2 ladies were driving by on their way to work.
What about the drugs?
A couple of years ago at a rock concert, 1 joint.
Danforth talked about convictions. That's plural.
Well, I guess Cal used to drop a little acid, and he got busted for it. But that was a couple of years ago. You have to understand the kind of guy Cal is. It's all real innocent.
Are we talking innocence or hero worship?
Oh, look, Mr. Walker, I know he's done some crazy things, but he's no murderer. Anyhow, I didn't know you. I thought it might prejudice you against him.
I had a right to know, Tony.
Yes, sir. He's a good artist, huh?
What else haven't you told me?
All right, yeah, I cared about her a lot. More than I told you. And a lot more than I ever told her.
Why didn't you tell her?
She had enough problems.
Such as?
Well, she was Daddy's little girl. If he wanted her to dress up like a doll, she'd dress up. If he wanted her to marry a creep like LeBeck, she'd do that too. If I'd really come on to her, she wouldn't have been able to handle it, so I didn't.
That was noble of you.
Noble, hell, I was just trying to survive. A girl like that comes with too much baggage. I got enough trouble carrying my own.
You still had an obsession with her. You heard she was going to marry LeBeck. You got a little crazy and killed her.
That's a crock.
That's what the state's going to say. With those drawings out there and that stained glass window in your criminal record, they're going to make it sound plausible.
I really don't care what they make it sound like.
You better start caring. And you better start talking. You better start telling me everything.
But you think I killed her too, don't you?
I don't know. But you sure as hell are making it tough for me to come up with a defense.
All right. I thought she was beautiful. Well, it was more than that. She had a spirit that I wanted to capture, and I thought that maybe I could do it in stained glass. So I asked her to pose for me, and we were friends, and she understood me, and she said she would. Sketches were just, you know, preparatory stuff.
The girl you're talking about sure doesn't sound like the Mary Lee Worthing everyone else is talking about.
I know. They're wrong. And I wanted to show her and everybody else what she was really like. I wanted her to see her soul the way I saw it. See, everybody thought she was just another Iron Magnolia, and she wasn't. She was, I don't know, she was different. Funny, warm, sensitive, free. She just was afraid to show that side to anybody.
Except you.
Yeah. See, she had it cut real fine. She knew just how far she could go and not make any enemies. I was trying to get her to make a few.
So that's what it was all about. Freeing her spirit.
That's right. I've come pretty close to succeeding.
I got the rental. Well, you said we had a couple of hot dogs and some old cheese in the icebox. We can't afford this.
My friend, there are some things in life more important than food.
You can use my car, too, if you need it.
Thanks a lot.
How'd you do in there?
Worthing's convinced that Cal did it. Said his daughter didn't have an enemy in the world.
Did mention that she and LeBeck had a little tiff. Something about pre-wedding jitters, I think. Didn't know anything about that big fight they'd had about Cal the night before it happened.
Find out where Gus Locker lives?
I found out where he plays.
Maybe you better go play with him. And maybe you better call the New Orleans office of the FBI. Give them the names of everybody who was here the day of the murder.
You can do that?
Sure. Call Devery Adams. Tell him you worked with me. He'll give you all the information you need. I'll go check out the judge, see if we can buy some time.
If you see Stella, see if she can get a line on Gina Barkley.
I can tell her. We're having lunch together.
Hey! How'd you manage that?
I don't know. Southern charm, I guess.
And
persistent. And I promised to take her to a restaurant that never even heard of fried catfish.
Hello. Welcome to Elgin. We're so glad to have you.
They drive me crazy. Took Louise 6 years to get this old house restored and 2 more to get us accepted on a pilgrimage tour. Now the tourists are all over the place.
Elgin was built in 1840.
Look at these gyp doors here, Ben.
Owned to an original house that was standing...
Bet you haven't seen anything like that up where you've been. Sure I haven't. How old is this place, Deke? War built about 1840. A lot of history around here, Ben. Old Andy Jackson courted Rachel just over the hill there. Sure is good to see you again. It's nice to see you too, Ben. How about your Woodley case?
Man, I'm beginning to think Woodley's in jail because folks are afraid he's gonna hijack another tour bus.
Oh, you know me better than that, Ben. I'll grant you Cal Woodley's not my favorite person on earth. But I respect his determination to save the world. I wanted to once myself, you know.
Have you ever met the fella?
Well, once when he was up before me on that development of the condominium thing, I had to send him up for 90 days.
Seems like a pretty stiff sentence for chaining yourself to a tree.
The 90 days was for breaking the deputy's jaw when he tried to remove him from the tree. You should have seen old Harry Danforth's face. Looked like a funhouse mirror.
Danforth? Isn't he the fellow that's a lieutenant now?
You met him, I guess.
Huh. How about it, Deke? Won't you reconsider a postponement?
Oh, for old time's sake, I'd like to help you. But I'm afraid the trial will have to go on as scheduled. That's the way we do things down here. Sorry, Ben.
Table 23 times in a row once. Why not? You're a master carpenter. If you don't have the hands for it, who does? You got a quarter on you? There you go. You know, this is $5 I put in this sucker today. I'm addicted. That's $4.75, but who's counting? Yeah. We're talking about Cal Woodley. Yeah. They want his tail. And they're going to get it. So how many men were at the house when you were there? The painters had already left, and of course, the photographer and the girls were still there, and the boss. Mr. Worthing? Yeah, and boyfriend, of course. Oh, yeah, and a couple of movers. They brought in a chest. Were they men that you knew? Yeah, I'd seen one fella, name Apprentice, but the other one, he was new to me. How long did they stay? Oh, just in and out. Now, Gus, I want you to think about this. It's very important. Did they come in before or after Cal said his knife was missing? He never said his knife was missing. But he said he borrowed yours. Yeah. I don't remember. You got another quarter?
Look, what's the use talking about? We were
turned that house more than 15 minutes. Most of the time we had our hands under a 300-pound cover. Ain't that right, Brennan?
That's right. So just leave us out of it, okay? I'd like to oblige you, fellas. But if you don't tell me what you know, I'm going to have to get the sheriff over here with a subpoena.
Look, when I left, the girl was okay.
What do you mean when you left? Didn't you leave together?
Stop for a drink of water. Anything wrong with that? Right after she gave you that ice treatment, remember?
What do you mean by ice treatment?
Tell him, Krieger. You give it a shot. Sometimes over the fence, sometimes you strike out.
Where are you from, Mr. Krieger?
All over.
Where before here?
That's none of your business.
You don't want to tell me. Someone must know about you. State police, FBI.
Texas, Oklahoma. Look, what do you want to pick on me for? I never saw the girl before in my life. That's right. Look, he didn't even know who she was. Anyway, time I got out to the truck, he was coming out. Couldn't have been in there more than a couple of minutes.
Only takes a couple of minutes to stick a knife in someone.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. Maybe you ought to ask the man you're defending.
Just 1 calorie. Tap, tap, cola. What a beautiful drink. Tap, tap, cola. For beautiful people. Tap, tap, cola. You're beautiful to me. Great taste, 1 calorie. Tap. Wake up, wake up, wake up with Downy Flake. Wake up with Downy Flake.
Wake up to the get-you-going taste of Downy Flake breakfast foods. Delicious golden toaster waffles and fluffy light toaster pancakes. All ready to pop up in the toaster and say, wake up.
Wake up with Downy Flake.
These days, it seems everybody's selling phones. Old-timey phones, gee-whizzy phones, phones that are round, phones that get around. Now, we don't know what's inside other people's phones, but we know what's inside ours. When we call it genuine Bell, it's made to our high standards, because we at Bell never forget. This isn't the phone. This is. This is. This is.
It's ingenious, genuine Bell.
It's at your Bell phone center.
The Mississippi will continue.
Monday on Alice, a love-struck night watchman.
I'm gonna start blushing.
Tries to carry Jolene away. And on One Day at a Time, Alex is set to play Schneider's Live.
It looks like a rerun of Shirley Temple.
Ben.
We were all robbed with shotguns in the bar.
Now, Keckney and Lacey want revenge.
I want them.
All Monday.
This is CBS. Burger King presents broiling versus frying.
I just can't figure it out. Everybody knows flame broiling beats frying nearly 3-to-1. It's all over town. And McDonald's is frying their hamburgers all over town. Well, I like them flame broiled. So what are you gonna do? I got it. Go to Burger King. Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
4 days only at Beckwith Evans. Save on every carpet, every area rug, every remnant, every vinyl. Save 15 to 60% on everything. Save 33% on this beautiful plush of Antron Plus by Alexander Smith in 29 colors. A $14.99 value, now only $9.99 a yard. Store-wide savings of 15 to 60% on all first-quality floor covering. 4 days only through Sunday at Beckwith Evans.
State income tax up more than 50%. We'll explain at 11.
This. Are you sure this is supposed to be good for you?
Yeah, you see, Miss Blockley there says we were never intended to walk upright.
Funny what a wrong idea you can get seeing everyone doing it, isn't it?
There. Now you feel better?
Much better. You know, I used to have a friend who came here, Mary Lee Worthing.
Oh, my gosh, wasn't that awful? She was so pretty and so nice. She used to come here all the time. Why, she met her fiancé right here.
Really?
Yeah, Mr. LeBec. He was, well, seeing Miss Barclay at the time.
You don't say.
Uh-huh. Miss Worthing came in and Mr. LeBec spotted her. And that was it. Love at first sight, I guess you'd say.
Well, I guess Miss Barclay couldn't have been too crazy about that.
I'll say, Miss Barclay flat out called her a social climbing tramp, right in front of everybody. And Dr. Ralston, he's one of our studies, he about dropped his barbell.
Well, I guess he did.
And when Miss Worthing came to clean her locker out, they had a big fight, and Miss Barclay slapped her real hard. I could almost feel it.
If you're not out of here in 2 minutes, you're gonna feel it. You're fired.
Miss Barclay, I was just...
Get out. Both of you? Don't you feel you're being a little hard on her?
That's all right, miss. I was thinking about quitting anyway.
There's still no reason for you to talk to her.
Listen,
What I do and who I do it with is my business. You can tell that to your Mr. Walker. Oh, I know who you are. And I know what you are. Living with the two of them on that boat? You better watch your mouth, lady.
Come on, Miss McMullen. She's a brown belt.
Why are y'all defending that lowlife anyway? Well, you see, my boss has this crazy idea that if we all keep trying to walk upright, one of these days we're going to grow into it. Good afternoon, Miss Barclay.
Perfect. Well, almost perfect. Great little word, almost, huh? You like that word, Mr.
Walker?
Walker.
So you say your relationship with Gina Barkley was completely over, huh?
Over and dead, just like that.
Heard you tried to beat up your fiancée. Strange behavior for something that's over and dead. No thanks.
Gina's bitter. Bitter lady. Don't know why. She's pretty, got a good business. All that martial arts must do something to your brain.
This fight you had with Mary Lee, was it because you found her over at Cal's house?
Yeah, they were friends. Now, you're not suggesting that I was jealous of that clown.
Were you?
Why should I be? She was marrying me, not him.
She had second thoughts about the marriage. Maybe you blamed that on Cal.
Why would I do that?
Maybe you thought she was sharing Cal's bed.
Almost again.
Rodney? Rodney, go inside and sober up.
He was making insulting remarks about Mary Lee, Mother. Saying terrible things.
I said go in the house, now. Whoever you are, I think you'd better go.
Son of yours has quite a temper.
My son has a lot of faults. A bad temper is only one of them.
What are the others?
You will leave now, or I will be forced to call the police.
Be careful with that. Don't break it. And don't forget this other stuff either.
Right.
Well, I better get this stuff down to the office before the whole house gets ripped off.
Anyway, as I was saying, I'm not accusing anyone.
It doesn't sound that way.
I know you and your men are overworked with the tourist season coming on. I've been here a few days. I can think of 3 other suspects.
And Rod LeBec's one of them.
Public drunkenness, disorderly conduct, assault.
Nothing serious, no convictions.
Isn't that because his mama might slap your wrists if you brought her little boy to jail?
That's your evidence against LeBec? This is evidence. Woodley's knife is evidence.
What about Gina Barkley? She sure didn't like the victim. She has the emotional and physical power to do her harm.
Who else? Governor.
There's a fellow named Krieger. He's a moving man. He had an argument with her. I think the man might be dangerous. Get out of here.
What is it you want from me, Walker? You don't really expect me just to turn Woodley loose, do you?
I would like you to do a thorough investigation of this case. I would like you to stop rushing to convict this man just because people around here don't like him. I would like you to ask the prosecutor to postpone the case until you've done that thorough investigation.
Look at that stuff.
Sure looks like the work of a deranged killer to me.
You're wasting my time, Walker.
You can't get over him punching you in the mouth, can you?
Listen, I don't have to get over nothing, mister. I've got him cold, and that's it.
I've got a list of prospective witnesses I'm going to want subpoenaed.
Oh, terrific, terrific. That's all we need, more busy work.
I hate to interrupt your traffic control work, but it is important.
Listen, Walker. Tourism is what keeps this town alive, not freaks like Woodley.
You have the power to deputize process servers, don't you?
Yeah.
How would you feel about deputizing a couple of my people? Leave you free to do your pothole work.
My pleasure, Counselor.
Thank you.
Walker, we checked the knife again. The only fingerprints on it belong to your client. Have a good evening.
Butter? I thought we were eating lighter.
Not butter, and we are.
Then it's margarine, same old fat and calories.
No, 25% less fat and calories and less salt.
New Fleischmann's Light, the only one with 25% less salt, 25% less fat, 25% less calories than regular margarine.
Next, you'll say it's delicious.
Nope. You will.
It's delicious.
New Fleischmann's Light, for the lighter way you're eating today.
Great tasting Bellamy.
You've never tasted a mint like this.
Breathtaking Bellamy.
You've never felt fresher.
So cool and fresh, they take your breath away.
Like a breath of fresh mountain air, the Bellaman's taste comes through cool and clear, refreshing you, refreshing your breath like no other mint. For great taste and cool refreshment, there's nothing like Bellaman.
Breathtaking Bellamy.
Great taste.
Bellamy's.
No diet in the world will help you lose weight until you do one thing: control your appetite.
My appetite was my whole problem, but with Dexatrim, I wasn't hungry and I lost weight.
The extra-strength Dexatrim diet plan, the strongest appetite control formula you can buy without prescription. Dexatrim helps you eat less and lose weight.
With Dexatrim, I wasn't always thinking about food. I ate less and I lost weight.
Extra-strength Dexatrim. No appetite control capsule works harder to help you lose weight.
Excuse me. Are you Marvin Lee Prentice?
Yeah, that's right. Why?
Mr. Prentice, you've just been served.
With what?
A subpoena to appear in court as a witness at the trial of Cal Woodley.
Look, lady, I don't know nothing about that. Excuse me.
Well, you can just tell them that in court.
And what if I don't want to appear in no court?
Then you can appear in jail. Now, could you tell me where Mr. Krieger is?
No.
Well, then I'll just have to ask someone else, won't I?
Listen, he ain't here. The man called in sick this morning. Claimed he threw his back out yesterday.
Well, could you tell me where he lives? Mr. Prentice, I am not saying that your friend had anything to do with that girl's death. But if he did, do you know what the word accessory means?
He lives at the corner of Monroe and Jackson.
Thank you.
Talking about you flipped a coin.
Yeah, I got your friend, LeBeck, the sharpshooter, and Gina Barkley. Stella got the two moving men and the pool shark. Needless to say, my people weren't too thrilled about their mail.
I'm not surprised.
So did you talk to the sheriff about your little adventure last night?
He has no idea how it happened. Told me to be more careful.
I'd take his advice if I were you.
I've been thinking about those fingerprints.
So have I.
Miss Barkley was wearing white gloves as part of her costume. Moving men had on work gloves, so nobody's ruled out but LeBeck.
Ben! We got him! We got him! Everybody checked out clean as a whistle except our old pal Raymond John Krieger. I tell you, we got him.
Krieger, arrested Austin, Texas, 1970. Sexual assault, University. Fugitive warrant issued 1981.
Attempted rape.
No doubt that.
Come on, Stella could be in trouble.
You stay, Tony. If Stella comes back, keep her here.
Raymond John Krieger?
You got something for him?
Yeah, subpoena.
Well, you don't look like any sheriff I ever saw.
Well, I work for an attorney named Ben Walker. Now, are you Mr. Krieger?
Oh, he's in the other room. Come on in. Come on. Hey, Ray. Lucky you came when you did. We're just getting ready to pull out. I'll take that subpoena.
Call Lieutenant Danforth and give him that message. You hear me?
Gotcha, right away.
What's he got on me? You better spit it out quick.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was just to testify at the trial. Cal Woodley's trial.
Yeah, what's he want me to say?
I don't know. Just that you were there, that you saw him leaving or something. I told you, I don't know.
You know, you just got too pretty a mouth to have all those lies coming out of it.
Leave me alone.
When you come down here visiting me all by yourself, I can just up and let you go without showing you a little hospitality, can I? You decided to tell me what Walker wants? Huh? No? No? Well, that's all right. I think we're through with all the talking anyway. You better behave, darling.
have to give you what I gave that snotty Worthing brat. You wouldn't want that now, would you?
Easy! I'm fine, I'm okay.
He admitted killing the Worthing girl.
Get him in the car. I'll need the rest of you down at my office later so I can take your statements.
Danforth! Your job is to protect the people of this community. Even so-called freaks like Cal Woodley. People almost got killed here because you didn't do your job.
You all right?
It's all right.
It's all right.
Congratulations.
I really don't know what to say to you guys. You did some kind of job.
The fact that you were innocent helped.
Yeah. We sure stuck it to the old establishment, didn't we?
But listen, Cal, if you're going to continue sticking it to the establishment, you got to find ways to do it that don't get you thrown in jail all the time.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that no more. I got me a good lawyer.
You take care of yourself.
All right, thanks again.
Thanks for the use of the truck. We're going to Natchez before dark. We better get there.
Yeah. Oh, where's Stella? Here she comes. She was off having lunch or something with that young teenage attorney.
You're kidding.
Nah.
How was lunch? I guess lunch was okay.
Let's get this thing wrapped up.
Hey, you folks enjoying the trip?
Last week, the Orient Express.
This week, the Cairo Local.
Very international.
Right down to my car.
I bought my scuba in Aruba.
New fruit roll-ups have real fruit and fun rolled up in one.
You can peel them, you can poke them. You can tear them, you can share them. You can rock them, you can roll them. You can really get to know them.
Fruit roll-ups are the chewy new snacks made with real fruit that you unroll, peel, and chew.
You can stretch them, you can chew them. You can pass them, you can glue them.
Fruit roll-ups. Real fruit and fun rolled up in one. New from Fruit Corners.
Turkey, 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 turkey. Tomato, 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 tomato. Miracle Whip, Miracle Whip. We're out of Miracle Whip. Tomato, 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 tomato.
A sandwich just isn't a sandwich without the tangy zip of Miracle Whip salad dressing, the bread spread from Kraft.
Turkey, turkey, turkey.
Next, on the Mississippi, someone's telling the truth. And someone's lying.
Now, I want the truth. I want you to tell me the truth.
One thing for sure.
I had to do it. I had to.
A man is dead.
Nobody's trying to railroad anyone.
Best you look after yourself. It sounds like a threat. Let me tell you my reaction to threats. I work harder.
Murder divides a town on the Mississippi.
Sunday night, it's 60 Minutes. Then at Archie Bunker's place, Gary goes a-courting.
Hey, Bob! Are you awake, darling? I am now, darling.
Then is Gloria marrying Clark to make some quick cash.
When's the happy day? Spring. Summer.
Great moments Sunday.
Tomorrow night at 8, Chris Sarandon stars in the CBS special movie presentation, The Day Christ Died, which depicts the capture, trial, and crucifixion of Christ. Right now, stay tuned for Eyewitness News coming up next.
On the stars in a powerful new drama.